Dear friends, first of all, I would like to congratulate on, on my behalf, on behalf of my colleagues, your country, Azerbaijan, with the 25th Jubilee of independence, and we are celebrating it all together. 25 years of the development of Azerbaijan admires us, and we really appreciate very much. Most of the people didn't expect that Azerbaijan will reach such a fantastic, excellent development. And all Russian citizens who visit Baku, they really admired, they're fascinated what you're doing here. We are very happy that our fraternal a nation reached this level of development. Russia appreciates and confirms the international borders of Azerbaijan, and in order to make it easier for Azerbaijan to develop and to solve problems. The first phase of the development of Azerbaijan is associated with the name of Haydar Aliyev. He is one of the world level, and this is the gift to Azerbaijan, who saved Azerbaijan at this important historical point, and the fact that he became the founder, the modern state of Azerbaijan. And as I see, 4 major problems were resolved. The first, the war was stopped, and the war was carried out in 2 directions at that time: aggression of the neighboring country against Azerbaijan, and the civil war in Azerbaijan associated with the radical movements of the so-called People's Front. The second, the strong political system was built, and the effective the government was formed based on that, with the support of the majority of Azerbaijan. By the way, we witnessed the referendum recently, and we mentioned that this referendum, political systems developed, and it also got the very solid, strong support from the people, and the strong government. The building of strong government was one of the tasks which also resolved at that time. The control over the mineral resources, and this control gave an opportunity to use the powerful financial opportunities, and through this economic and social problems were resolved, and the country now can develop. And in parallel with that, with the strong national control over national resources, the good cooperation with global system was built, first of all with transnational companies who brought the technologies to the Caspian Shelf, and the good relations with the transit companies also were built. And frankly, we are envying Azerbaijan. We have very good relation with transiting companies and those who are buying oil and gas. We would like to enjoy such a good relation with them, but unfortunately, it's not always the case. The task number 4: very strong public systems created. Very strong public systems created, where a population with a strong Islamic values and plus civil character of public institutions. And nowadays, Azerbaijan is a leader of Islamic world from the point of view of forming such a modern civil public institutions, the system of education, system of communication, of public institutions. All of these things actually express a dual and uh, system, and Turkish system was used successfully, and I think that it was a good decision. And as a result, very strong and rapidly developing the system was created. The following phase is associated with the name of President Ilham Aliyev. And the key problems were resolved. First of all, the rapid development of economy was provided, and we know that sometimes it reached even two-digit, and it was respected much in other countries, and only two countries, Azerbaijan and also fraternal Kazakhstan, reached the welfare level exceeding the last Soviet years now. The other problems was resolved during this period of time. The modern city was created. Frankly, Baku today is a museum of modern architecture under the open air. And we remember that it was during the Soviets, it was a big and interesting city, but anyway, it was chaotic. But today, it's promenade, it's a trade center, modern buildings inflict admiration of others. This is not only about promenades and buildings. The new modern city was created, and the quality of life of citizens living in Baku and visitors has drastically increased. And as we see it, this is one of the major achievements. Number 3, Azerbaijan has managed to increase its popularity in the world. And this is about the diplomatic skills of the management of Azerbaijan. It was said that Azerbaijan is a member of Islamic countries, and Azerbaijan is on the crossroads between the Europe and Asia. Many different international events that are organized here, and visitors can witness development of the country. And now we see the rapid increase tourism sector of Azerbaijan. We see that hotels in Baku are packed up, and you can see people from very different countries. And this is the multicultural situation here in Baku. You can see Arabs, Iranian, Germans, Russian. This is the literally multicultural cooperation in the field of tourism, and in many aspects, this should be associated with the activity of Mehriban Aliyev, the head of the Haydar Aliyev Foundation, which implements very important social programs domestically, and also programs promoting Azerbaijan outside. And task number 4 is resolved. This is the strengthening the army, aiming to defend interests of the country. It was demonstrated by the April of this year. One of the most important characteristics of Azerbaijan, from my point of view, is the plasticity. As as a treat of Azerbaijan socium and Azerbaijan mentality, Azerbaijan state. And this plasticity is based on the history of Azerbaijan, and from the other way around, in the modern Azerbaijan, where very strong trends are going on, all subjects need to adapt plastically to these big global trends. And this plasticity, such a plasticity of Azerbaijan, as I see, as one of the major traits it helps is to develop tradability. Difficulties of Azerbaijan countries. First of all, the restoration, the sovereignty of the country over all its territory, the resolving the Nagorno-Karabakh problem. During this year, not so bad perspectives were created and for reaching compromise based on so-called Kazan principle, including the partial exchange of territories. Unfortunately, this challenge is still there. The problem, we didn't manage to resolve the problem, but this problem all at the same time consolidates Azerbaijani society. And the second issue is that not specific but general. This is about the critical development of the modern society. Azerbaijan is a country which get from many things from the global world. We see new architecture, and we see that on the global market, Azerbaijan is selling its products and getting resources for the development. And we are parts of the global development. At the same time, we see that the modern global world is in the period of critical development and increasing of problems. By the way, we can look at it, how Baku Forum is recording it. 2 years ago, we discussed the bright perspective about of the science and medical and biological development is when people will live at least 100 years, but in this year they talked most not about the bright perspective but about difficulties. What is the essence of the global crisis? As I can see it, there are major elements of it. First of all, this is the rival. This is about Brexit in Britain, for example, the issue of Trans, Cruz, and Santos, three anti-establishment candidates. They are running for the presidency, and they express opinions, some parts of Americans against the unsuccessful as they see the policy of the United States. In all the countries where EU countries carry out referendums, people say no, and we see these processes in different countries, why it happens, and I think that at the base of this is economic. Transnational global companies moving production to the other regions, and economic degradation is taking place, and tens of millions of people who are called red necks in the United States who work under the sun, they're protesting. Which way will take the leaders of the global world? Maybe they will hear the voice of their citizens and will modify their policies. Maybe they will reject it, will not hear and will push with their own ideas. The second core of the global crisis is the split of the West, which was the leader of the world development during the last decades. Actually, and I'm finishing, they telling me that I'm running out of time. EU now is being divided, the Baltic and the Central Europe, and differences are civilizational, and at the same time we see that the so-called Anglosphere is forming up, is being formed up. This is the reality we will deal very soon. And this third reason of the crisis is this: the coalition leading the shift to the big globalization cannot cope with its own role. The government of the United States claims it's the world government. The matter is not its bad, but it cannot cope with this problem. And we've heard from the Novros Mamedov, and I think that this was the mistake expressing such things by the State Executive of the United States. And when we have it, we see the people are in catastrophe. Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, and it means that millions of migrants will come to Europe, and it's hitting Europe. And what we think, we cannot reject multiculturalism, globalization. These trends are long-time trends. But first of all, we need to respect more islands of stability, meaning sovereignty of countries. The cultural identity of countries should be respected more. And the third, the global institution should be built up that managing global processes. And we shouldn't rely on the good national governments running this, and we need to reach more compromise without tough pushing up with their own will. And if we will do it, we will win. Thank you.